As a Nigerian, I think so.
They've won things. They've won things. Come on.
As a Nigerian, I'm going to say yes anyway, regardless.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Nigeria are Arsenal, then by default, Ghana has to be top.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is the weekend review international edition because we had an international break, and this is the last one we have until March. Thank God. We're going to start off in Africa, but first of all, Dean and Coach, how you guys doing today? Everyone's good?
Good, man. I'm doing good, man.
Good. A lot better than Ghana, and that's a great way to start because they drew Angola 1-1, and then they lost to Niger 2-1. Kudus missed the penalty in the 94th minute. They're eliminated from the tournament. I mean, they're going into the international break. They kind of knew their hopes were kind of done, and getting a loss and a defeat in a group that contains Angola and Niger, you should be winning that sort of group. But
even if they drew, they wouldn't have went through, though, would they?
No, they've had 3 defeats and 3 draws, so they only have 3 points. So it's a mess over there. If you saw after the game, they were beefing the coach, the media, everybody.
Yeah.
One thing I do know for a fact is that it's going to be hard to fix regardless. But if everyone is fighting each other, and it's soon, so emotions are high. But if everyone is fighting each other, they're not going to fix anything. It's actually going beyond the point of funny. It's just sad at this point. Like, it's funny that they didn't qualify. I would have laughed at that anyway, but just the way it's happening, like you got players avoiding call-ups. You got players saying they're injured and playing for their club the next week. Like it's not a good look, man. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. I mean, Nigeria, we can talk shit because we won our group. We did lose, but listen, it's one of those things where you look at Ghana, it's just like, yo, it went sour really bad.
Are they international Tottenham?
As
a Nigerian, I think so.
They've won things. Come on.
As a Nigerian, I'm going to say yes anyway, regardless.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Nigeria are Arsenal, then by default, Ghana has to be top.
Yeah, and no matter how bad it is in Nigeria, you can just look over the, couple of borders, the Togos and whatnot, and just look at Ghana and say, yeah, I'm glad I'm not Ghanaian.
I do think it's funny, how we have like a few countries between us. We skip them and we just automatically beef for Ghana. I just love the fact.
Because they don't speak English, nigga. Like, anybody beefing with no non-English speakers? Like, what are we beefing over? Like, come on, man. Like, beef people you can understand. People you love and hate.
Yeah. But yeah, basically a lot of things except for Ghana. There's 3 more spots open in Group G. Group C, Group G, and Group H. There's 3 more spots left. But so far, we have Comoros, Mali, Zambia, Zimbabwe, as well as Morocco, who's hosting the tournament, Algeria, Angola, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Comoros, DR Congo, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Mali, Senegal, South Africa, Tunisia, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe all qualified. Long story short, everyone qualified that should have except for Ghana. That's, if you want to sum it up, that's basically it. So, unfortunate for them. Just trash. Do you guys want to have anything else you want to talk about? Nigeria losing? You guys don't care about that?
Just for my own records, we are having the AFCON next summer, right?
Next December.
Next December?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was in the summer for some reason.
No,
Okay.
It can't be in January. It can't be in the summer because of the Club World Cup. So it's going to be in December.
Yes, that's correct. Oh, it's a Club World Cup every year? What is wrong with these niggas?
Well,
it's a Club World Cup every year?
No, this one is a more expanded version in America. And because of America, the trophy is made by Tiffany.
Yeah, that's a detail I don't care for because I know just how gluttonous this whole thing is anyway. And that's really pissed me off now that I think about it. But okay, cool. That's fair enough.
Yeah, well, let's go to Europe. Germany, Bosnia 7-0. Nagelsmann described the results almost perfect. They won their group in the Nations League. And Dean, this is for you because one of your boys played very, very well.
Yeah, it was nice to see Kai Havertz doing his best Thelonious Monk impression, if you know, you know. But Nagelsmann saying a 7-0 victory was almost perfect is the most German thing he's ever said in his life. Because I don't like what else did he want? Like, what wasn't perfect about it? Like, but anyway,
someone needed to die. I think that's what it was.
I mean, they created a ton. They scored a ton of goals. It was honestly, if we're here describing every great moment that Germany had in that game, we'd be here all day. But I'm glad that my boy Kai Havertz got 2 assists, got a goal. Should be good for his confidence, because this club has been going through a little bit of a slump. So, for my own selfish reasons, I'm happy that he played well. But I suppose my highlight of the evening was Florian Wirtz's free kick. Like, I haven't seen people doing that regularly since, I don't know, the El Predator was in the Premier League, I think. that ball volley free kick when you strike through the ball.
Yeah.
Love it.
The sound the ball makes as well, it's going in from the moment he hits it. Like.
Yeah, it kind of sounds similar to when you toe the ball sometimes, I feel like.
Yeah. It's the technique in it. Like, you watch it back and where he hits it with the ball, he's hitting it with like the top of his foot, which is where like the biggest bone and the hardest part of the bone is. So you're hitting it with as much surface area basically, so the ball stays hit. Once it leaves your foot, it's hit. You're not hitting it with outside of your foot or your instep kind of thing. The biggest surface area of your foot, and the ball just flies. Just goes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, crazy performance, Bosnia. It was nice to know you.
Shame. Netherlands beat Hungary 4-0. There was a medical emergency in the game. Netherlands clinched second in their group, and they faced Bosnia, and Kosovo was eliminated. So not really much to take away from that game, honestly.
Yeah, it almost feels as if the general trend of this whole international break was just at least in Europe, the powers just returned to their purchase, because the last few rounds we've had some funny results, like we had England losing to Greece at Wembley, shit like that. But this time everyone was just kind of like, all right, enough games, let's go chalk, So that's what we're seeing. Netherlands and Germany winning a group that they're in with, Bosnia and Hungary makes sense. So I don't know.
It's what it's supposed
makes
to be.
sense again. Yeah.
Lee Carsley, he left England in the best way possible. Two wins. They avenged their loss against Greece with a 2-0 win, and then they beat Ireland 5-0 after Ireland got a red card. And the most impressive part about the whole entire thing was Howard Bellis scoring, and then afterwards the announcer basically like, oh, by the way, Roy Keane's daughter got proposed to by Howard Bellis.
Yeah.
And that was cute because he was making fun of Roy Keane for not scoring his first international goal for like 3 years. So it was a little cute, but Lee Carsley left on a good note, so good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, I think England now are probably best placed to. Now they've got Nagelsmann in. Now there's a chance for him to essentially really look at what Lee Carsley, who the players Lee Carsley has brought in, and decide himself, if he's gonna like rely on the likes of potentially John Stones, Kyle Walker, some of the older lot, some of the guys that I just don't rate, like the likes of Conor Gallagher and whatever else kind of thing. Because these are players that have all played significant minutes in the last, 5 to 6 years for England internationally, and there's a chance for him to just say, it's a new slate now. I want my Curtis Jones. I want my Angel Gomez. You know what I mean? I want to build around a core of players that can get up and down the pitch, but are not scared of the ball as well. I'm excited personally. Not that I particularly care for him to win anything, but it's just the breadth of quality. There's so much like.
He's such an Englishman. He wants it so bad, but he can't allow himself to ever admit it, and I respect it.
I generally just living here like and just seeing how things are. Just it's taking them this long to just finally get shit right. It's like you don't even deserve this shit anyway because you could have had this shit years ago. You just didn't want it. Like so yeah.
Thomas Tuchel got hired for a particular reason. That reason was to win a tournament. He's not gonna not pick the best players. He just won't. It's unfortunate, but coaches are naturally conservative. Even the most crazy of them are conservative. They find something that works, they stick with it. So I think Lee Carsley did exactly what the fuck he was supposed to do in his job, knowing that he wasn't going to get the job for the long term. Like bring all those guys in, give the new coach more options, start having him thinking of phasing out certain other guys. Like I heard people talk about Harry Kane being phased out. Let's be serious, okay? Like the man is still very good. He may not be as mobile as he used to be, but he's still a very good player. And at a bare minimum, he can like commit assault on the pitch and not get red carded for it. So
just keep him fit. Just keep Harry Kane fit. That's all you have to do. Right.
There was this last this pair of games was actually pretty good for England in that with all the guys missing, it really allowed us to see that, okay, without certain people, the team just works better, and it was enforced by injury. So it wasn't as if the coach had to drop anybody. So when you don't have three playmakers trying to run into the same space, the team works a little bit better. Harry Kane can drop like he likes to and play passes like the one that Jude Bellingham won a penalty from, So hopefully Thomas Tuchel takes the right lessons from it. But I don't know, with 18 months, World Cup is 18 months away. I'm not confident that he'll be brave enough, but he really should be if he really wants to win something.
If we were to just list the players that we think should go, let's not worry about who's not going, but you think we list about players can't really inform or just profile wise who should go, like if we're doing midfield and attack, straight away my mind goes to Angel Gomez. Like he has to be in that squad. I don't care what anyone says. If you can make room for Conor Gallagher, all disrespect, intended, you can make room for Curtis Jones. This is just the point I'm making. Like, there's more than enough there. I haven't even got into the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White and whoever else. Like, there's so much talent to pick from. Like, it's almost kind of, you can't go wrong. Like, genuinely, you can't go wrong. Like, and I know Madueke's made quite a few of the last England squads kind of thing, but I'm having him as well. Like, as a genuine left-footed backup that's got pace, that's direct as well. You don't have to worry about, let's find a shoehorning someone in if Saka isn't fit. Just play Madueke. Don't worry about Foden. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more than enough talent there. There's more than enough options there. Good quality options, not just your any guys that you're just trying to give caps to, like under the likes of Capello and what's his name, Wally Nabroli. I've forgotten his name, McLaren. Yeah, like you almost can't go wrong. So I just want Tuchel to be brave about it. Like, just see what you can do and not worry about these guys that are passionate and English or whatever. Like, go for quality first, I think.
The English in him is coming out. He's impassioned.
Fuck the passion. Fuck the passion, man.
He doesn't want England to win. He doesn't care about these guys.
Yeah.
He's gonna get going about England for a year if you let him. God damn, you love England, man. You love Tommy Tuchel. You love RoboCop.
He's about to tell us about his Terry Venable story.
I don't have any Terry Venable stories, unfortunately.
But you got Frank Murphy stories.
Italy lost to France 3-1. The French, they went to San Siro. Mbappe wasn't around, and they still beat Italy quite handily. So 2 set pieces, a couple saves from Mike Maignan. I guess he was comfortable. He was at home. Wasn't scored a brace. Wasn't it Rabiot scored a brace?
Yeah, he did. He did his little down in the World Cup imitation or whatever. But fuck all that. Is France better without Mbappe? Go.
No.
They looked better.
Okay.
They're not beating Italy with him right now. I'll tell you that fucking much. The team actually worked. They dominated this game, bro.
I'm just... Go on, sir.
It was comfortable. I'm sorry, like, going to Real Madrid and being in shitty form, if you think about it, it's bled over to his France form as well. He hasn't played well for them in forever. He didn't play well at the Euros. His face was broken. Like, he's had a rough year, which is crazy to say about, one of the richest niggas alive. But he's had a really rough year. And I hope he clears it up for everybody's sake, because we expected so much more when he was at Monaco. Like, we expected so much more. I'm not reveling in the man's, sad moment, if you will, but France looks so much better without him. Like, Deschamps was right to essentially drop him, but use kind words, because people joked about, well, Kylian told him that, no, like, this is Didier Deschamps. He captained the team to a World Cup. He's won a World Cup as a manager. He has some fucking pull, and he told Kylian, like, you're not in the right mental state. Maybe not even the right physical state right now. Take a break. That's good management. I'm not sure that a new manager, if it's not Zidane, would have been able to do the same thing.
Yeah. While I want to agree with you, I just think Mbappe his ego is so big that even if Deschamps had told him, I'm not going to pick you, Mbappe was like, oh yeah, I don't want to play anyway. that's how I feel about it, to be fair. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right in the sense that France, obviously, they don't have to, default to him, when he's on the pitch, which is cool. Fair enough. They've got tons of attacking talent. I'm not going to mention Peter Pan, but, the likes of Barcola, I don't know, has Cherki got a senior cap yet?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but again,
He's probably gonna play for Algeria. Is
Really?
Is Peter Pan the guy who watches Warlord documentaries?
Yeah, him. I don't have anything kind to say.
I don't know why you guys are giving him shit for that. I don't understand it. Like,
No, it's not.
Who among us on this podcast and who among us listening has not spent some good quality time with the History Channel, watching about haters and wondering,
I'm about to watch
could that job be for me someday? That's what I be thinking when I be watching that shit. But carry on.
No, for real. It's just the people that he listed and the way he listed them was fucking hilarious, man. Like, if you see the guy see the quote, you know what I mean. But it was just, it's funny because he. Go on.
He said Implode, the German guy.
He's not even German, for fuck's sake. But
Germany got to work on their PR, man. Like, they've been claiming this nigga forever, and he's not even German. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Like, like this kind of shit doesn't happen to David Alaba. Like, what the fuck?
Everyone knows he's Austrian with a name like Alaba, but they know he's Austrian, bro.
Yo, hold on. If Peter Pan also said, I want to retire at 34, then I want to get into real estate business, invest in Africa and France. Like, he watched too many documentaries for sure.
For real. You know who he sounds like?
Stringer Bell. He looked like him too.
Who's the youngest son of Rev Run? What's his name?
Diggy?
Is it Diggy, the youngest one? But anyway, I just remember in an interview years, but they're asking what he's doing. Like, I'm just getting my real estate license and shit. You're the son of one of the founding fathers of. What are you talking about real estate, bro? But yeah, in general though, I think France have way more going for them without Mbappe. Well, way more going for them than any other nation that would have a team that would have a player like Mbappe, if that makes sense. Other nations would be forced to rely on him, whether he's got 1 foot, whatever kind of thing. France are so blessed that Bradley Barcola is just there. He's just there, bro. Like, how many other nations apart from England could do that? It's nuts. And England don't have a player as good as Mbappe. So, yeah.
By the way, to answer your question, it's Rossi. That's the kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's go to Spain. Spain, dominant as per. Beat Denmark 2-1. Beat Switzerland 3-2. I want to talk about Denmark real quick before we go back to Spain. Rasmus Højlund is struggling. He needs to go to Rúben Amorim. I will talk about that later, but Rasmus is struggling badly. But yeah, Spain have been dominant.
And whose fault is that? That Rasmus is struggling. Yeah, whose fault is that?
Him, Ten Hag. I don't know. Ed Woodward. He's not even at the club anymore.
Yeah, I can't wait till we're talking like this about Rúben Amorim himself.
I'll be honest with you. I'm just excited, man, because potentially United could be good, but then there's a 50-50 chance of everything. That 50% is a big chance, man. Like, I'm not a gambler, but there's a 50% chance it goes wrong as well. Like, there's enough there for me to just sit there and observe, basically.
What's the Steiner math shit? What's 50%? What's 50%? Like, why that high? What about the last 13 years suggests that the number should be at 50%? Well, I'll give this shit 20% chance of succeeding. And that's because I like Amorim. That's it.
We're going to talk about save this for later. We will talk about this later. In full detail. Your boy Miguel Marino started against Denmark, so it did solid over there for them. It's funny though, man. Spain can really throw out like a black front three, man.
Yeah, it's funny to them too. I promise you. You don't like that shit. Do you see the news coming out of Madrid earlier this week about wanting more Spanish players in the team? Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. Did the news come out from like General Franco's grave or something like that? Or
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's International Week, so it's mad national right now.
They're feeling real ethnic.
Yeah, very ethnic right now.
Everyone is going real right wing, man. Everyone is going right wing hard, man. They're leaning into it. So
that's crazy, though, man.
They said no more Los Negros. Let's go back to Los Blancos. That's what they said.
Yeah, they're doing great though. I mean, like they've maybe had arguably one of the best international years ever. I don't think they've lost a game this year, and they seem to get so many late winners. It's been like watching the the national team version of Leverkusen for the past year. And even after Rodri goes down, they put Robert Sanchez in goal. We all know he's not good. Still win the game.
That's hilarious. The fact that Robert Sanchez, like,
They even got a black goalkeeper too. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm convinced.
I'm not claiming that nigga, man. I'm not claiming him.
Yeah,
No,
I'm sorry. He got that. I know Black Pappy vibes. I don't know about that shit.
Oh wait, his dad is Jamaican English and his mom is Spanish.
Wow, what a world we live in. What a world.
Jamaican men are like that, though. They're very much like Nigerian man. Like, you know, I'll put this. I'd call them. They're like the UN. You know, they don't discriminate. Everybody can.
You know when I knew he was Jamaican, I looked at his facial hair. Like if you notice, it's just a lot of chin hair, and then the shit is super thin when it goes out here.
I don't know what that means, bro.
Just
look it up.
I just wanted to be clear that I didn't contribute to this black on black balance. You know, like.
No, that's actually rocked. I did not know that was his heritage. But Spain. Do you think? I know we only saw 45 minutes in the final, but do you think Zubimendi is an adequate Rodri deputy? Like,
I'd even go as far as to call him a replacement. Really, what he lacks in the physicality and aggression in the final third that Rodri has,
mm-hmm.
You know, he sort of makes up for by just being a metronome, and he's not replayed in systems that are as taxing as the one Rodri plays in for City. I feel like. So he's not as good as him, but he can do the job to a high standard. Because how many single pivots do we actually have in Europe right now? Like
none.
Not really, you know.
Good ones.
He's as good as you're gonna get. He's as good as you can get. Put it that way. Yeah. I mean, look at the final. You know, you said it was 45 minutes, but we just went through another international break, and they did it real smooth. You know, like they're almost boring now. You just expect Spain to win all the time. You know, and this team is not nearly as star-laden as their original golden era was. You know, like back then it made sense that they were this good. Now it's like, how the fuck are they doing this? Like, are black kids just this awesome? I guess so. we like the fucking Spanish front three right now, man. What's up, niggas?
Yeah, you fuck it up. But I'm still looking for the Spanish striker of this generation. Now we know we're talking about Samuel Manot, but
it's gotta be Lamine, right? I mean, like
he's striker, the actual forward. Lamine's more than all that shit. I mean, the guy. I mean, think about this. Even though they didn't win shit initially, we had Raul. He was the guy, and Morientes. Then after that, it was Fernando Torres. Then David Villa, kind of thing. Who is the Spanish striker?
It's probably Amorodio.
Yeah,
that's not his name anymore.
Crazy. Go and say that again.
Not his name anymore. I respect his pronouns.
Oh yeah,
Aguilar. Yeah. Sam Aguilar. I forgot. His dad is Nigerian, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so but yeah, he seems like the main candidate among the young strikers I've seen, at least of that generation, you know. So, and he has it all, pretty much.
And hopefully, he can get sponsored by Chapstick.
Oh man, you know, some of our brothers never learn that shit. They just never do. It's wild. It's wild.
Terrible. Speaking of brothers, let's go to South America because we got a whole lot of them down there, and they got their World Cup qualifiers tomorrow. The other round. But this first round was insane. I mean, Uruguay-Colombia was just one of them games where, you know, it's typical South American just violence, you know. Ugarte scored in the 11th minute of extra time to win the game. Like, that's just what they do over there.
That just sounds like a regular weekend of international football in South America, guys.
But honestly, though, if Manuel Ugarte is the one scoring the winner against your team, you deserve to lose. You definitely deserve to lose that game. Like, there's no way. I don't care what kind of goal he scored. Ain't no way. It's like the, you know, remember back like 10 years ago in the NBA, there was always one defensive specialist that couldn't shoot. That's who Ugarte is to me. Like, he can't be scoring against Colombia. We were claiming Colombia were maybe the best national team in the world, like not that long ago. And
literally just the summer gone.
Yeah.
Literally.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you saying that Ugarte is basically Chimchiri Tony Allen? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's what you're saying.
I would have said it if I said it.
Oh, there you go.
Venezuela and Brazil was 1-1. Rafinha scored a wonderful free kick. Venezuela ended up equalizing like as soon as the second half started. And then our boy, who we keep saying could not show up for Brazil, did not show up or missed a goddamn penalty. Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, I ain't put that in the notes because I want to talk about this because I know.
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh man, I'm gonna call this nigga a monkey. I just know it's coming out of me, man. You know what? Let me just get off the call right now, real quick.
Look, I'm not mad at Vinicius for struggling because sometimes you figure it out at some point. He's still 23 years old, and it's because of the lofty. Pardon, sorry?
Hold on, he's 23.
Yeah,
he's 24.
How long ago was that? Let's call him 24. He's 24. Okay, cool. Even then, he's still young. Technically, he's not even in his prime. Technically, his prime is not for another 2 years. Technically, so and another 2 years is a World Cup as well. Like some players just put it together a little bit later than everybody else in certain parts of their career. You know, not everyone can be R9 where you're just born and you're automatic, you're the best striker alive straight away, kind of thing. Like, or you're not gonna be like I don't know,
Romario.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just happens. It just happens at different rates. It's just his club form has lifted the standard so high that people set for him that they think, oh, he should automatically perform for Brazil, but Brazil hasn't been Brazil for a while. And he's coming at a time where Brazil are going through so many different things with their identity as well. Go on.
So what you're saying is that Vinicius is not good.
No, I'm
this nigga can't lift the masses with him. He's not good enough to lift the team and inspire them. He can't do that shit.
Yes, remember the last World Cup, Neymar played in the last World Cup, right? And Neymar was the man. Neymar was fucking amazing, man. That goal against, was it Croatia? I think. Like,
Vinicius, they lost that game, by the way. Just so we're clear, they lost that game. Just want to put that out.
They lost that game, but there was nobody else on the pitch for Brazil that was scoring that goal apart from Neymar. Not Vinicius. Vinicius was never doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like maybe he needs that responsibility now for it to be his team, because when it's been leveled at him at club level, responsibility wise, he's stepped up and he's been the guy for them.
I just feel like this was the time. Like, you had the Copa. Neymar has been confirmed out for the last year. If you weren't going to step up in this moment, now to be fair, the environment isn't good. The coaching is bad. Like, Brazil has maybe one good coach, and they just fired him. So I mean, I can't think of another famous Brazilian coach. Like just 10 years ago, we still had like Scolari and Tite. Who's the young popping Brazilian coach that's coming up in the game? There are no Brazilian coaches anymore. All the guys went in the league down there like Portuguese motherfuckers that flew in. So yeah, shit is bad. Shit is bad. But I'm still going shit on Vinicius because ain't no way you can be the best player in the world if you're not lifting your country. Like, George Weah got a better legacy for Liberia than you do for Brazil, my nigga. Like, step it up. I bet. He's Ballon d'Or, right?
Honestly speaking, that whole debacle, whatever else, I would rather not speak about it because it's not my place, because it's clearly not my sport anymore. So I'm just not going to say anything on it. So
So they took this away from me. Argentina, they lost to Paraguay. Lautaro Martinez scored, and then Paraguay decided, you know what, we're going to beat you, and they did. So good
were
for
they
them.
wearing their new kits?
Paraguay or Brazil or Argentina?
Argentina, yeah.
I don't think they were, but I do know that
the anniversary kit.
Yeah.
They're not gonna wear that shit.
Oh, okay.
They're not gonna wear that.
I would have been.
That's for the collectors. That's for us.
Garnacho got roasted though by Argentines on Twitter. It was bad. Like,
he wasn't good in the game.
He wasn't good in the game, and they don't like him anyway because they think he's Spanish and because he's a Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
I'm sorry.
Why did they find Argentina for that racist song? Like, why? Like, they don't like nobody, man. These are just assholes. Like,
they calling him a European gringo. I cannot believe it.
They did this to Messi too. Remember?
But But Messi was born in
They
Argentina.
did it to Messi. They did it to Messi.
That's oh gosh.
They're just some weirdos, man.
No, white people are incredible.
Bro,
Like,
they can think of nothing more fun than to. I mean, we skipped it in the Europe section, but there was a whole fixture that got canceled because Romania was backing beef that doesn't concern them. Like, why are you niggas mad at Kosovo? For what? Y'all niggas never even really beefed. Like, y'all beef everybody else, but these niggas ain't. Now you want to start some beef?
They caught a case of the Liechtensteiners.
Bro, I'm not sure if y'all know this, but in like January of this year, Di Maria was saying that DePaul makes fun of Garnacho's accent because the way he speaks Spanish is like a Spanish person, but he doesn't speak like they do. So they make fun of him for like speaking like a Spaniard. So that's like the thing that they do to him.
No, honestly,
it's just life though, right? I mean,
Argentinians are incredible, man. Fuck me, like.
I mean, like, put it this way. When I was growing up in Lagos, if Moose had come to visit me with his little British accent, me and the rest of the kids would have made fun of you for not sounding like us, you know? Some shit
happened to me.
Some shit don't change, man.
Yeah, that happened to me loads, to be honest, you know, like, you know, my cousins still do it now, to be honest. Like, so, you know,
I had an uncle
can I get some water? Like, that's what they speak to me.
I had an uncle when I first moved to America. He used to call me Ajebata all the time and said that, why do you sound like that? So, you know. But
it is. But I just feel like I'm not being funny. Maybe I don't know enough about Latin America and whatever else. But like, bro, it's still Spanish. I know,
but it's really different. It's
an accent thing, bro.
Make it sound so different.
Okay, so I know for a fact Brazilian Portuguese is, you know, quite different to obviously, you know, the European Portuguese, whatever else kind of thing. But I didn't know it was like that with Spanish.
I mean, if you hear a Puerto Rican speak Spanish, you hear a Mexican speak Spanish. It's two different languages, bro.
Fucking hell, I did not know that.
Like, a Salvadorian, a Colombian, they all sound different, bro. They all sound.
That's why your Duolingo streak don't mean shit, nigga.
Yeah.
To be honest, actually, do you know what? Someone actually told me. No, this is a story for another day, actually.
Please.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah. Anyways, Chile-Peru was 0-0. Nobody did anything in that game. Ecuador beat Bolivia 4-0. Guess what, though? Ecuador played this game at sea level.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, they played the game at sea level because, you know, Bolivia likes to take people to the mountains and like play like the real high.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah.
Ecuador decided, you know what? Then they come down to earth, literally, and they play sea level.
Is that the game? Is that the same? Well, same place in Bolivia where Anderson played all those years back, and he had to have the oxygen mask.
No, Anderson's just fat.
Oh,
yeah, he didn't go anywhere. He was just fat.
Fair enough.
He's fat. Before we move on to the questions of the week, one thing that you guys didn't find out today: San Marino won 3-1 today.
That's 2 games they've won this year.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I need them to go back to what they were. Too much is changing around me, man. Like, the world is changing too fast. Like, San Marino winning games now? They got a winning streak? Nigga, I don't like this.
It's not my. I'm telling you, it's not my sport.
Nah, like, man.
It's not even the fact that they won. It's the fact that they won 3-1 and were balling. That's the thing on top of it. They were hooping.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is not the country. This is not the world I grew up in. Absolutely.
That is mental.
So earlier I started stealing your joy, Tosin, because you know, you've given us a Tosin's talk about what you think about Rúben Amorim and his potential transition. But now that you've actually seen him in club media talk to you guys, like, here's what I want to do. You know, I think the one takeaway I took from the thing was him talking about identity a lot, which does not sound dissimilar to what Arteta was saying when he got to Arsenal. So I suppose you guys should be excited. How excited are you? What, have you developed any expectations? If so, what are they?
Boy, let me tell you something. I saw him in training today, pinning Johnny Evans down when they sent the ball, and I was like, you know what? God damn it, pull me in. They showed there's like a 6-minute clip of.
What? Coach, you're not going to pause none of that?
No, I heard it, and I just feel like, what can I say? I'm hearing
it sounded like a Diddy party or some shit.
He's like, pull me in. No, what do you have to say to that, bro? Like, really, there's not enough pause buttons in the entire world that can save that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was in shock, but sorry, Tosin, please continue in a slightly,
Hey man,
slightly
look.
less
First
sexy manner.
First of all, Sam Kerr and Christy Mewis are having that baby. Okay, we are very pro community here. Okay, we are very inclusive.
I'm sorry.
Don't drag those white women into our black problems. Okay?
I just got to be clear here as a Londoner. Yeah, let me be very, very clear and just listen to me carefully. That shit made my skin crawl because you got West Ham and you got Chelsea, right? That they don't go together. West Ham and Chelsea. What?
We're off the fucking rails now. What's going on?
Okay, you guys don't get it obviously because you guys are Yanks. That's cool, but that doesn't mix. West Ham and Chelsea don't mix. Love who you want to love, guys. Just don't support Chelsea or West Ham when you do it. I'm sorry. I'm just like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that's actually happening. Not in my city. No way. It's actually broken football.
I know what happened just now. Anyways,
I'd ask you about Rúben Amorim. Go back to that shit.
There was a training session today, his first training session, and excuse my language, but he was participating in the training. He was passing the ball around, and then there was a clip where he was, I guess, like behind Johnny Evans. Excuse my French, I know I can't even say. And it's funny because 10 years ago, something like that, he played against, not 10 years ago, but he played against Johnny Evans when Evans was at United. So it's funny to see how just time is just a crazy thing. But I'm excited, though. I mean, I think that this is a guy who, first of all, came into Old Trafford wearing skinny jeans and boots. So I was like, okay, I already know what we got going on here. We got a YN, a Portuguese YN at my club. This is disgusting. So, it's one of those things where I'm excited because he's not bald, number one, but he's somebody who has a lot of, and this is something we talked about every 10 Hog, he has a lot of confidence in himself, and he's a lot of charisma. And that's what United have needed for a very long time, is a manager who's not a coward and someone who has charisma about himself, can actually articulate what he wants. He seems like he knows socially, how to talk to people, how to really just impress himself. Because no offense to Eric Ten Hag, when you saw him speaking to people, he looked very awkward. Even when Xerxes got announced this summer, it looked weird. The way he was greeting Xerxes was just so weird. I was like, yo, do you know how to speak to people like a normal person? But
he reminds me of what AI is, basically. He looked like a Tesla robot, basically, to me. That's what Ten Hag looked like. When he interacted with people, it was stale, basically.
Yeah. But technically, I mean, he's already tried to implement the 3-4-3. If you saw the training session, you kind of see Lenny Euro was at the center back spot. Luke Shaw was actually at left center back, and Tyrone Malacia was at left wing back. So you can kind of see where he's trying to put certain players. And I think he's going to put Rashford as the 9 this weekend. We'll see how that will work out. But overall, it's exciting times to be a United fan, man, because it's a breath of fresh air. It's good to have hope. But Bane told Batman, hope is not it. Don't do that. This Lazarus pit, my boy, and I'm going to break your back. So
one quick follow-up question on what you said. I'm glad you're excited. You guys probably deserve, because it's one thing to be bad. It's a whole other thing to be bad in the same way for so long. Even just occasionally popping on the United pod to listen. I'm just like, these niggas crying about the same shit from last week. Anyway.
So I just want to say sorry. Just on that in particular, right? And not that I didn't enjoy doing them, but I did. But those of you that were listening throughout that period when I was doing the United pod, I tried my possible best not to highlight and analyze things that I spoke about in the last episode. But it became an impossible task. Genuinely. It became an impossible task. And I don't know how many times I wasn't feigning annoyance. I was genuinely annoyed at having to talk about the same shit in a different way because a different player from a different team scored the same goal. But it's the same shit.
Be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Be like that sometimes. But yeah, Tosin, Amorim, within the group, United fans, what's the mood like? Have any expectations been set? What are people saying? What do you want from the rest of the season? Let's start there. Let's start small.
What do I want? So let's start off with
what's the expectation? What's the expectation now?
I think
what standards are we holding him to?
I think by March we should actually see how the team looks. I think the first couple of months you give him a little leeway to like kind of learn his way around the ropes and all these other different things. There's a lot of games coming. But I think like by February, March, you kind of see how the team should play, right? Where you can tell that like certain players just need to be upgraded in certain positions. You can tell like the season, you can tell all these different things, right? Like immediately you need to know how they want to play and how they want to attack and things like that. That's the most important thing to see. Do they look like a team, first of all? Like, do they identify with what the coach wants them to do? That's the most important thing. But for me, I don't have any expectations other than just actually don't do dumb shit. That's really it. It's like, do the basics so well, right? Like, don't give up the ball in the middle of the field. Don't give up cutback goals like we always do. Actually defend as a unit, have players track back. It's the most simple things. Like the things that you learn in U10 football, do that very well. Then we can get into the intricacies next year. Then we get into like the real specifics. It's more so right now, can you not be a bonehead? That's the biggest thing I want. It's like nobody just be dumb, right? Like everybody just do your job.
Coach, these niggas' standards are so low, but I get it. I used to live this life. It was terrible,
bro.
I understand. I understand it.
Standards not even low. It's in the gutter. It's absolute piss. Like, to what you're saying about the Moody United fans, right? United fans are so excited about a man that has hair. Like that's the most important thing. United fans right now. Niggas got a coach with hair.
do you know what's funny? I've been scouring the timeline on Blue Sky, by the way. And yeah, I follow a few United fans, and quite literally the excitement that they're displaying over a few training picks, I'm not even mad at it. Like I'm legit not even mad at it because it was and technically is so bad there that a fresh face is all you kind of need sometimes. That's legit all you need. You don't need anything. You don't need like, oh, he's promising us the world. Simply him just turning up with a stopwatch and you're good to go. That'll feed you for 4 weeks straight.
What if Ten Hag's plan after the West Ham game was to show up in training with a fucking wig the next day? Michael Oliver ruined that for us, bitch ass nigga.
No, but seriously, I mean, like when you have your coaches, your assistant coaches are what, 28 and 29, and then they're all wearing hood-rich tracksuits. You're just like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Sorry to say, but Hoodrich is like the worst brand ever. Who even thinks it's a good name for a brand? Hoodrich. The fuck is that? And you got grown men. They do everything else. They do like bulletproof vests. They do like, I'm not joking, like not actual bulletproof vests, but they literally have a tire that looks like a bulletproof vest, but it's got Hoodrich written across it. And these are the guys that are coaching Man United now. Like I have to say, like Anios are brave.
Hey man, that copy may know to Arsenal rumor, man.
He hasn't signed a new contract yet, has he?
It's gonna get signed in a couple months. Amaz too. But I will say this much, right? It's refreshing to have a new face in, and one of the most important things is like he actually is like looking at the academy more. I mean, that's kind of what his remit was at Sporting, and United actually has a really good academy. I'm sure you guys probably know this. Like we had this 6'5".
It's top two. It's top two. The academy, I think, to me.
We had this 6'5" Congolese kid come up, and the kid looks like a man mountain. His name is Godwill. That's his name is Godwill. So God willing that this actually works out, because I don't know how many more new coaches I can go through and like having hope. This is my last chance. After this, if this doesn't work out, time to become a family man and pack it up and go out married and leave the football before it leaves you, as Jamie Carragher says. That's all I can. But summing it all up, it's exciting times, and we'll see against Ipswich on Sunday how they'll turn out. And they got Europa League in the middle of the week as well. So it's exciting times to be United. And he generally, I feel, wants to be at United, which is sick because I think United is like that one girl that everybody wants to save over and over again. It's like, she doesn't want to be saved, bro. Why are you trying? Like, leave her alone. But everyone somehow wants to be the savior. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So, how do you guys feel about it?
We already talked about this shit. They can move us the fuck along.
No, I just want to see with the new training stuff and everything. If anything's changed your mind, you guys are just like,
No, nothing for me, man. I just let's see how it goes, man. So,
Coach, question for you.
Go on.
They've lost 4 games in a row. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's 4 games across 3 competitions. So I suppose let's start backwards. The game against Brighton is one of the most funnest. It was genuinely one of the most fun games I've watched in a long time because I saw it coming a mile off. And it's a recurring theme that we've seen from teams. We saw it from United, seen it from us a couple of times as well. But City, it's been happening to them quite a bit. They gassed themselves out. They threw all their haymakers, and the team, took it on the chin and came back and knocked City out basically. And the reason why City, I feel as if, have been throwing the haymakers is because they know that if they don't knock them out now, they're fucked later on in the game basically, and it's a recurring theme. So Brighton in the first half, City looked really good. But my main issue with that is they kind of had no choice. They didn't have a choice to say, you know what, let's sit in, be resolute, and then obviously pick our moments and just control the game that way. It was like, we have to blow you away now. Like we've got nothing else. If we know, we've got KDB on the bench, but a 50% KDB isn't doing anything in 2024, unfortunately, despite how amazingly gifted he is. So we're looking at, all the holes that they're plugging with all the players that they're missing: Akanji, Stones, Diaz, Rodri, obviously, and then you've moved your left back, who's scoring all your goals basically, to centre back all of a sudden. Yeah, you're centre back by trade, but they started an academy kid. Was it Pusey something? I forgot. It was a double barrel, but double barrel's gonna haunt me forever, guys. I've accepted it, so let's just leave it at that. But
there was a joke that I shouldn't repeat about Kyle Walker.
Let's not please not repeat it. But yeah, you got Rico Lewis playing on his wrong side, and then I don't even know what to call Kyle Walker, because I definitely feel like he's more of a shagger than he's a footballer in 2024. He's done more shagging in 2024 than he's played football, guys. Let's be honest about that. But the base of your team away at Brighton not being set, you're looking for trouble. And it's obviously it's not Guardiola's fault. So anyway, moving into midfield now. Midfield is still good. There's nothing wrong with that midfield. Kovacic, Gundogan, and Foden. If we're looking for a weak link there, it's probably Foden, to be honest, because he's not really a midfielder. But even then, it's still good. It's still good enough. Got tons of quality, tons of ability, kind of thing. But you're not getting what you get with Rodri at the base of your midfield. Kovacic can carry the ball better than Rodri, but Rodri pretty much does everything else better than Kovacic. Despite Kovacic being really good, and we saw on Haaland's goal the way he scored it. Kovacic's through ball was great. The way the pass was great, and everything else like that was fine. And then we got to the second half, and they brought on Baleba. Now, just a quick question for you, Dean. In current form, with his profile, would Baleba start for City?
Absolutely.
And that is an issue. A player like Rodri goes down, and you look at all of City's midfield options, and you're thinking a player at Brighton gets into that City team when one player goes down.
Damn, them niggas don't go to the gym, man.
Yeah,
them niggas little. They small.
Yeah, so Baleba came on, and there was very few things that he did wrong. I don't think he put a foot wrong. I don't even think he misplaced the pass, and if he did, it wasn't his fault. It was his teammates' fault for moving too slow or moving too quick. I don't know, but the simple fact is, one player ragdolling your entire midfield that is not a personnel problem. That's a structural problem, and I'll tell you why it's a structural problem, because one player cannot be your system in midfield. Rodri cannot be your system in midfield straight away. It's not a personnel problem there. It's Guardiola not being able to adjust to the fact he doesn't have Rodri. That's all it is. So
it's just weird to me. I feel like, so essentially what we saw in that game in that second half was a lot of Brighton just running through City on the counter. Like they were just open through the middle, which has kind of been the issue since Rodri went down. And I just kind of feel like, why doesn't he go back to a 3-2? It feels like he's using a lot more of that 3-1 thing. If Rodri is the one at the tip of that diamond from the back, that's Rodri. It makes sense. And even then, he kind of he struggles in certain phases of the game, if we're being honest. But why would he play such a risky style without the player that sort of allows him to play that style?
So you kind of skipped ahead to the point I wanted to make in terms of a fix, but I personally think the reason why he's doing that is because of rhythm, and like how I mentioned in the thread about Arsenal, is rhythm and relationships. That's what he's trying to maintain, and you can't, you literally can't. But moving on from that, should I say? Sorry, Brighton just simply overpowered them. That's what it was. They just kept on battering them. I said to my mate in the group chat, I said, I cannot believe how easy this is for Brighton. It was one of the easiest games of the season for Brighton. I'm certain of it. They just overpowered them and just battered them. The spaces in behind both City's fullbacks were so narrow that the fact that they kept on outnumbering them by pushing everyone forward and just literally going direct to the forward line, just fucking off the midfield. City were gassed, and then we saw the same thing against Sporting, but it's the Champions League, so if you're off your game in Champions League, you will get battered. City were amazing in that first half, absolutely amazing. Threw all their best punches. Someone were like, okay, cool, we can take that. They get battered 4-1. Like, and again, it's the same issues: being outnumbered, being outstrengthed, and whatever else. In the leagues, then before that, it was Tottenham in the League Cup, wasn't it?
Yes.
Tottenham in the League Cup as well. They took the lead in that game as well, right? And then they lost again, outpowered. It's a real problem because they're not controlling transitions. And my fix for that personally would be all the judges and courts in England just fucking off City and sending them to the Ryman League or whatever else. But if not going to do that off the pitch, on the pitch, 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1, solid bank basically of two in front of your midfield, and pour everything you have into your front line of when Doku gets back, Savio and Haaland, and just play them both on their strong sides and just transition it. Go direct to them down the wing. They've got the individual quality to beat their men. Get into the box as quickly and early as you possibly can. But be solid. Go on.
Do you think Pep would actually do this?
So this is the thing, and I had a feeling you asked this question. When Pep wants to be a shameless goat, he has no issue with that. I reference this game quite a lot, but they look in the Champions League. I think in 2015, they lost their first leg against Porto, I believe. It might have been a group game. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it's a knockout game. Lost the first leg, and the second leg, he played the most English 4-4-2 of all time with Lewandowski and I believe Muller up front together, and went direct as fuck and blew them away. It was like 4-0 in the first half, something like that. Like, when Pep recognised he sees when there's opportunity to play these kind of things, and he's got the players there. If maintaining they stay fit, you play a 4-2-3-1 and you play Foden off Haaland, and Foden just literally just hugs the edge of the box. Anything that drops there, you shoot. Kind of thing. Just be shameless and just be solid. And I don't like the 4-2-3-1 formation personally, but with what he's got available, I feel like that's definitely the best option there. Just don't be silly with it. Just, no frills, no one cutting in. Just play men on your strong side, put the ball in. Simple.
Coach, Porto won that first leg 3-1, and then Bayern beat 6-1.
Pep is not an idiot. Like, the fix is right there. So, what year? Was it 14-15, right?
It was 2015, April 2015.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Quarterfinal.
Yeah. People keep talking about the window because the window is coming up, right? But I just don't see anybody on the market unless they're trying to overpay for Zubimendi. Why would he take the job knowing that Rodri is coming back at some point?
So here's my thing. This is probably, I don't want to speculate too much, but I genuinely do think Pep is leaving at the end of the season, and he might as well give it a go. And I have seen no reason why they won't pay 60 million for Zubimendi just because.
They're not getting it for 60.
You reckon it'll be more?
If it's in January, it's not going to be 60. Summer, that's 60 price.
I don't know. City have a way, So yeah.
Hey man, look. All I can say is this: the suffering won't continue.
Amen.
Inshallah.
That's all I can say. But guess what, guys? We have no international breaks until March.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
And with
Thank you,
that
God.
said, here are some matches over the weekend that we should watch out for on my handy dandy paper. So the Premier League, we got City versus Tottenham this weekend. Very, very fun to start off the weekend.
Bentancur is missing that, isn't he?
Yeah, because he racially abused his teammate.
Yeah.
Or said something.
What even is that?
It's just Spursy, man. Let's just move on.
Yeah, he had a 7-match ban. He said something on TV about him. He said basically on the TV, he said in Uruguay, he said he got a shirt. He said could be Sonny's cousin too. They all look the same. Yeah.
That is mental. Yeah. That is mental.
Then we got Ipswich versus Man United. Put that game on here so we can see Rúben Amorim's first Man United game against the boy wonder, Kieran McKenna. La Liga, we got Bilbao versus Sociedad. There's not really too many sexy games in La Liga. Well, we got Bilbao, Sociedad. In Serie A, we got Juventus versus Milan. Very, very tasty to wake us up. Then we got Napoli versus Roma. So that's going to be fun.
Claudio Ranieri.
Ranieri's back.
That new manager bounce might derail Napoli a little bit, but you never know.
Yeah, might knock off Conte's wig. Bundesliga, we got Frankfurt versus Werder Bremen. Only reason I put this up is so Coach can say the name that we love to say.
Oh, Mama Mush.
Hey, go.
someone said that, we need to... They said to me, we're not too sure about Mamush yet. And I was like, I absolutely hear that because it's Germany and whatever else, but there's very few players that I look at in Germany and I think you could probably play for Bayern. And Mamush is one of them. Like, I think he's that good. So...
Anyone who's questioned Mamouche, question yourself. Question the first person. How about that? And in Ligue 1, we got Monaco versus Brest. And then we got Lille versus Rennes. And that is the matches for the weekend. So, fellas, we're back. Club football all the way till March. So excited.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very excited. Like,
that's why we do this.
Yeah, I'm so happy. We're so back. We're so back.
Yeah, so back. So happy.
Coach, please tell them about Blue Sky and our endeavors over there.
Yeah, I didn't actually set up. It was Dean set up like about a year ago, I think. But we started using it now because Twitter has literally just gone to complete and utter shit. That's just the long and the short of it. So
Twitter is 4chan in 2024.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. I don't enjoy it, and it's just nice. But all of us are on there actually. Funny enough, so. All our personal accounts are all on Blue Sky, but obviously the SPS account is there at it's the Plantain Show .bsky. What's the I don't even know.
Look up the Plantain Show on Blue Sky.
Just look up the Plantain Show on Blue Sky. My personal's on there. Lobrucci, Dean's on there. Mob Dean, Tosin's on there. Tosin M.
No, it's Tosin MM.
Okay, Tosin MM. Wale's on there, River is Wild, Gabby's on there, it's a Nocturnal Goner, Mitch is on there, Mitch PR, Emily's on there, Emily Higginbottom.
And Mateus too.
Mateus, yeah, I was going to say Mateus on there as well. I don't know what Mateus' at is though, but yeah, we're all on Blue Sky, guys.
That's the starter pack. We got a starter pack. Click on the starter pack, everybody in there.
Yeah, click on the starter pack, we're all in there. And yeah, that's where I'll be doing most of my posting, whether it's football or personal. Yeah.
I just want to make it. I want to state for the record that as fucked up as Twitter became, it was never too fucked up for me. I just want to let y'all know I'm not moving because my feelings. No, I was living in the filth. I'm a 4chan ass nigga, but you know what? I'll see you at Blue Sky. It's cool.
Someone allegedly from my account, someone tweeted that Eden Hazard playing behind closed doors sound like a round of applause. That's the sort of film that Twitter used to be. But
yeah, I'm just sick of tweeting or seeing people tweet, the sky is really nice, and someone saying, I hope you fucking die, you piece of shit, in the reply. Like, that's what Twitter's become, and
I mean, if you can't find the joy in that, then there's something wrong with you. Right, that's great. Oh, that's basically the scene from one of those early scenes in Coming to America, like neighbors. Come on, man! All day, every day. That shit is wonderful, man. I love Twitter.
No, it's really not my cup of tea. I'm not. Look, if I was younger, then yeah, I'd be in the field, whatever else. But it's too much. There's too much. I hate saying this, but there's legit too much hate. I'm not hating. I'm hating on niggas. No, it's legit. Like so many people, normal regular people, are just seem to be full of hate and full of bitterness for some weird and fucked up reason, and it comes out on the internet in the most nasty ways. And
God, you're such a pussy. Just end the show.
Let me wrap this up by saying this. The answer to that is by signing more Spanish players. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.